We've got the latest news out of Baltimore, and on Friday I told everybody, and it was not a hard tell, but I told everybody that Marilyn Mosby, just look out, because by the time the Sunday shows come around, we've got a new liberal hero, a new Democrat Party hero. She's just gonna own it, and that prediction, while easy, has nevertheless come true. And it was also, I remember when we parsed her press conference on Friday when she announced the charges, and there was nothing of jurisprudence about it. It was a total political statement, a total political announcement, the politicization of the criminal justice system. And the left is applauding it. They are all for it. So we need to review this. I mean, she talked about the cause. There is no cause that she can align herself with as a state attorney other than the cause of justice. But she clearly aligned herself with the cause of the rioters and the protesters in Baltimore. According to reports, the final tally for the Baltimore riots is that over 200 businesses were destroyed. And it's justified, you see. Oh, yes. The rioters were totally justified. The looters are totally justified. As Bob Schieffer said on Slay the Nation yesterday, it's all because of slavery. Oh, yeah. We still have a long way to go. We still making amends for slavery. And somebody came along and said, we need a Marshall Plan for the inner city. The Marshall Plan for the inner city? We've been doing a Marshall Plan for the inner city, including Baltimore, since 1964. It's called the War on Poverty. Total cost $22 trillion. We've been doing the Marshall Plan. It hasn't worked. As you well know, the people who live in these recipient locations are angrier and unhappier than before the War on Poverty began. Most of them are unemployed. It's why they've got the time on their hands to engage in the kind of looting and rioting and public protest that they do. You don't see people with jobs doing this kind of thing, even minorities. You just don't see it. And that's not to say that jobs are the answer, but it's not a bad thing for people to engage in. But if you want to say jobs are the answer, lack of jobs, and ask yourself who's been running these locales. And Baltimore's had a total, there's two numbers floating around today. One is $130 million. It's $130 million has been pumped into Baltimore recently for the usual things, job creation, job training centers, you name it. Martin O'Malley, the former mayor, former governor, running, that's a drop in the bucket. Okay, how about a total of $1.8 billion has been, and that's how much of the stimulus package that Baltimore got. $1.8 billion out of the $790, $800 billion stimulus that Obama authorized in 2009. Baltimore got $1.8 billion. Where'd it go? What happened to it? Well, we know where it went. It went to union people. It went to teachers and a number of things like it did most everywhere else, part of the Democrat Party money laundering scheme. But and the Republicans have authorized it. The Republicans authorized a lot of to say that the Republicans, like Obama did, are anti-inner city in a frail attempt to blame them for it can't be said given the numbers. 200 businesses destroyed. It seems that those heroic gang members from the Crips, the Bloods, and the Black Guerrilla family stood guard and protected black-owned businesses and steered the rioters to Indian and Hispanic-owned businesses while guarding black-owned. I kid you not. Saw that in the news last week. Yep. They directed the looters. They pointed them in the direction of businesses mostly owned by Asians and non-Muslim Arabs. And we continue to be told the real problem in Baltimore and other cities like it, lack of jobs in the inner city, the prevalence of drugs. So what do Obama and Hillary want to do? They want to give work permits to the 20 million illegal aliens in our country, and they want to decriminalize drugs and free everybody currently incarcerated on drug charges. Am I missing something here? How are either of those plans going to help the inner cities? To give you an idea how fast Marilyn Mosby moved, And to give you an indication that the charges against these 6 cops are not the result of an exhaustive investigation. She got the report from an internal police department investigation on Thursday evening. She got the results of the autopsy on Friday morning, and within hours, she announced the charges against the 6 cops. That's swift. Less than 24 hours of receiving an internal police department investigation result and the autopsy report. She mobilized with all those charges. I'm sure you've heard Dershowitz and a number of others. This is outrageous. This is not going to hold up. She's overcharged. And Dershowitz said something that I thought was the case, too, particularly after I heard that old codger that CNN found on the street after her announcement last Friday. He said he didn't believe it. He said, all these charges, I'm going to believe this when I see this in court. There's no way all these charges are going to stick. I can't believe this. There's no way. They're just trying to stop us from rioting. Which is the point that Dershowitz from Harvard, Alan Dershowitz, also made. Details coming up. Now, the charges against the 6 officers were announced 12 days after the death of Freddie Gray. In Ferguson, the gentle giant died on August 9th, 2014. A grand jury worked until November 24th before deciding to return no indictment. August, September, 3 months. 108 days. The grand jury in the Staten Island case involving Eric Garner took even longer. Eric Garner died on July 17, 2014. The grand jury did not rule against indicting the police officer until December 3rd, 2014. That's 140 days. But Ms. Mosby can decide on charges within a couple of hours without even consulting a grand jury. And numerous leftist pundits were asked, are you a little troubled that this is obviously political more than judicial? No, I'm actually not bothered by it. It's exactly what is needed. We need everything is against these people on a political basis, and therefore I'm not at all uncomfortable that the prosecutor has turned this into a political cause. Numerous liberal pundits have said so. My friends, do not doubt me. If you want to understand these people, you have to realize everything is political to them. Everything. There is a political explanation. There's a political answer to everything, every question about these people. If you go to the political answer, whatever your question about why they're doing something, why they're saying something, what the objective is, it's always going to be political, and not just a political component. It's going to be political as regards the agenda of the Democrat Party.